Welcome to the Bronx Cheer Basketball Show. I am your host, Nath. This is Rise. Rise, how are you?
Not bad.
No Cheech today?
No Cheech. Where's Cheech?
Which is really sad. Get well soon, Cheech. Apparently he's ill.
Yep.
When they were down, they were down 1-0 in the finals, Chi-Chi's Miami. And when they were down in game 2, I was like, oh, altitude sickness. But then they ended up winning game 2.
Ended up winning. Great game.
I'm the dickhead. But yeah, get well soon, Cheech. I mean, I haven't looked at the schedule, but I would say the series won't be over even if someone wins three in a row from here. But it won't be over by next week. I think this is at least going to 6.
I think it's going. After yesterday's win, I was like, nah. I'm like, because I'm back in Miami, anyways.
You're back in Miami?
Yeah, I'm back in Miami.
Yeah, you guys picked Miami last week.
I said 6, but I'm like, I think this will go to 7. I think it will go to 7.
God, if it goes to 7, Jimmy Butler and the Heat in general in a game 7 in Denver, you'd almost be like, you'd be like, okay, it's in Denver, it's Denver, but you'd almost be like, how could Jimmy lose this game?
Yeah,
you'd almost.
I
feel like it would be the biggest moment in Jimmy's life, and he would treat it like that.
Yeah.
And that sounds ridiculous, as he's talked about. He's got things outside of basketball, but over the years, for all he's talked about, and so many of the great players do, if it came down to 48 minutes to lift that Larry O.B., I think Jimmy Butler would go insane.
Yeah.
I think he would go insane.
Just seems like he knows and the team knows what they need to do. Like, a lot of teams speak that, but they're showing it. They're really showing it.
It's
incredible.
After they got the game 2 win. So we're starting there, obviously, with the NBA Finals. Yep. Heat, Nuggets, 1-1. After game 1, I'll tell you what, I don't think many people were like, the Heat were terrible. They missed a lot of shots.
Yep.
They just missed a lot of good shots.
They didn't get blown out or anything.
Nah.
It was still, it was a decent game.
Missed a lot of shots. And the Nuggets didn't play particularly, they didn't blow the doors off them, as you said.
They just started. They did start good.
Yes.
They're shooting good.
So it wasn't like, oh, okay, Nuggets have got it from here. You can see game 1. You should never judge after a game 1 anyway. Anyway, game 2.
At the Nuggets.
The Heat.
What's your thought now? Has it changed?
I'm still picking the Nuggets.
Yep.
Because as per the final score, which was 108 Denver to Miami 111, it was a 3-point win for Miami. We were a Jamal Murray 3. He missed that 3 at the end from overtime, and who knows? We could be 2-0 Denver. What I mean by that is, again, for the 4th time running, I think that Denver are the better team. I think Denver are the better team. I know the Miami fans are sick of hearing this.
Jimmy can hear. He's getting mad.
I think Denver are the better team, and I think that this time they're going to be too good. As I said, nothing's changed for me since last week, even though Miami have now stolen one.
Do they get games? Do they get a game in Miami?
I think I think we're going back to Denver 2-2. I think we're going 1-1 again in Miami. Yep. What do you reckon about these next 2?
I think Miami win the next game, and
they're not going up 3-1. Are they? Or are they? Denver didn't have a great
Miami Heat's
away
in the finals.
record.
I can't doubt it. Nah, look, I think Denver do take game 4, but I think Miami win next game.
Okay. God, Denver would have to take game 4.
The game 2 game, Jamal Murray and the Nuggets are lucky he started turning on in the 4th quarter. He wasn't really doing much in the 2nd and 3rd. The defense wasn't keeping up with Miami. They're just breaking down bit by bit, but Jamal Murray, he got him back in because they were 5-8 points almost Miami Heat. They had that run, and then Jamal Murray just came out of nowhere and hit 2 big threes, I believe, in the 4th.
Yeah.
Which got him. So they're lucky.
Looking at the box score from game 2,
yep.
the Heat decided to start Kevin Love.
Yes.
And the reason that they did that, from my understanding of all these tactics and all this sort of looking at it all, is because when
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, basically the size down low to deny. Yes, basically when Jokic gets the ball in the sort of the high post or at the free throw line and is operating or whatever. I think that's the reason. That's the main reason to when Jokic is going to dump it down there, the Heat would just.
Caleb Martin was a bit too small.
Yeah.
They were saying it obviously how it lets Jimmy go guard Jamal.
Yes, because that's right. In game 1,
and then he wins on size there. You know?
In game 1, the Nuggets just used their size. It was a game of size.
Yeah.
Just
Even
a game.
Jokic just
Gordon,
Dakota Zala,
Jokic, everyone it was just they just out-muscled them, outsized them. So they chose to start Kevin Love, and it seemed to work. As you said, Jimmy Butler going to Murray is huge.
Yeah,
I know Murray did pop off at the end there, but Jimmy Butler was matching his minutes for the most part. He was going off when he would go off. He would come back on when he would come back on. And while Jimmy is he still hasn't exploded since game 2 of the Celtics series offensively, but he's still I know he's got the ankle injury, but it still seems to be fine. I don't know, he's still got the burst on both ends of the floor, and this thing about him guarding Murray, if there's one move that was that was the move.
Yep.
This is the move, as in the Jimmy on Murray.
Because Jimmy Butler on Murray, he's just so smart as a defender. I was watching him, and he doesn't fall for he doesn't get himself in the air. He doesn't fall for that. He stays on the ground, stays put, and stays close to him. And
he's just a great defender.
Yeah, and he's a great defender.
He's just an unreal defender.
He's just smart.
He's ferocious, as you said. Best defenders are smart defenders. He's strong as shit. Yeah. He's tall for those type of bodies, those type of players. And now this opens up a conversation, because when I say to you that Nikola Jokic had 41 points and 11 rebounds and 4 assists, you'd be like, oh, Nuggets must have won that game. But no, they did not win this game. Jokic had 41 and was a minus 11.
Minus 11?
Well, it was pretty few minuses all round. All the starters were minus for the Nuggets.
Yep.
And the 3 bench players were all plus. Their bench unit was better than
Braun. Christian?
Yeah, Brown.
Brown, sorry.
Even though it's spelt Braun.
B-R-A-U-N.
And Jeff Van Gundy always goes, it's Braun.
Yeah.
I
don't even know.
But Brown says it's Brown. So we've got Bruce Brown and Christian Brown. But yes, they got the best of Miami, especially in that first half, the bench.
Yeah.
But here's the point. 41 points and only 4 assists. Now, of course, it's been already circling around. Turn him into a scorer, turn him into a passer. Eric Spoelstra was mad at that.
The eye test.
Yes. But I just want to bring up that before we dive into it a bit more, as
the 2-pointers,
as an Embiid disappointed person, I'm gravitating towards. I'm not sure that a scoring center
is the key
in modern basketball can win. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say modern big man, because I don't think it applies to Giannis. And if you want to extend to KD as a big man, I don't think it applies to KD. And then we've talked about on the show. Yeah, we talked about on the show they must have that guard and center.
Yep.
And because James Harden, Embiid was crap, but because James Harden turned into Ben Simmons in 4 of the 7 games, Embiid just is unable to do it. Every time Embiid turned his back to post up, boom, the Celtics. That's his problem of not reading the double teams. The Miami Heat in these last 2 games, or especially towards the end of game 1 and then in game 2, they're not disrespecting him, but they're saying You can score anywhere you want except for the post, because that's where he's most effective to score. You can anywhere but the post, you can have it.
Yep.
And then everyone you want to pass it to, that's our first priority.
Yep.
So what I'm getting at is, as per Eric Spoelstra, he's still an exceptional player. And he still found a way to do the amazing things he did in Game 2. But it's not as effective and impactful as when you have your guard popping off. Or so when you have a wing popping off.
So they need to respect that and go out to the guards. Then it leaves Jokic more on his own.
Yep, and it brings up the whole maths thing about threes are more valuable than twos. Threes happen a lot. This is a big picture thing moving forward. We'll see what happens. I still am picking Denver.
Yep.
And then all this sort of goes out the window. He'll win finals MVP. But, damn. I mean, we'll see with Wembanyama, but, like, as of right now, I've lost faith in Embiid. I'm watching this the way the Miami beat the Nuggets by backing off of Jokic. And I'm thinking to myself, anyone who's ever said it, I'm starting to come around. I don't know if you can win with if your center is your guy, your number one scoring option.
Yep.
Because in the tightest of plays, they're so easily doubled.
Yep.
And then even if they are a good passer like Jokic, in the tightest of plays, you want one guy to ISO. You know what I mean? You don't want it to be a two-man game. And and Murray's not like some godly passer. Yeah. So it's not like Murray can be, like a guy. It's like, okay, let him run the show. And then if he needs to, draw the help and then give it to Jokic, blah, blah. It's not how Murray is like a scorer.
Yeah.
And it's like, in terms of pro Miami right now, that's what I'm saying. Maybe stopping Murray and giving Jokic anything but post-ups is the key.
Guarding Jokic.
Maybe Miami win from here.
It's probably a bit more, and he still scores 41, so it's not an easy task at all. But guarding Jokic might be more predictable.
Yeah.
Like you know if you just give him the ball and he's the one going to be doing the scoring, it's all going to be in the paint. He's going to back you up. If it's Jamal Murray taking over, he's stepping back for threes. He's driving. It's harder to predict.
And when it's Murray taking, so Jokic is one of those players, especially because he's such a team player, that he never has a bad game.
Yeah,
never ever.
That's right.
Even if he has 15, 15, and 15, you know what I mean. He never has a bad game ever. So as per what you're saying, if Murray is the guy for the day, you know that you got an all-round Jokic and Murray performance. If Jokic is just the guy and you've totally alleviated Murray, you've taken him out of the contest, then you've only got one guy giving it to you. It's like I know it was only a regular season game, but coming back to my Sixers, when Joel had 50 against the Celtics late in the season, they were just letting him have it.
Yeah.
And then no one else was allowed to have it. And that can be a good tactic. You let Joel kill you, and no one else will.
It comes back to the three balls. If you look at the stats, Miami Heat hit their threes. Denver Nuggets, and I'm sure the Denver Nuggets fans don't know their emotions on Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Because even me, not even as a Denver fan, just watching the game 2, and it's not that his shot selections were bad. Maybe some were questionable. They just weren't going in.
A lot of them were bad, yeah.
Yeah. And so there's that. And that there, he took some shots in the fourth quarter and the third quarter, and just completely missed. And Miami, the thing is, all their plays from Duncan Robinson, he showed up in the fourth or in the second half. Gabe Vincent,
killed it.
Even Martin, he didn't do exceptionally well in the first half, but he hit some big shots in the last. Jimmy Butler didn't even turn up, in terms of shooting in the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, I don't know if you saw the corner 3.
Yeah.
That was huge. Even the reporters were saying, he needs to turn on if they want to win this. As soon as they said that, he hit that throw in the corner. And that there for me was like, all right, each Miami Heat play is doing what they need to do, and they're hitting those shots that you need to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, like, breaking it down as we are, we're talking a lot of defense, or as I am talking a lot of defense, but really, this game, Miami, like, because Denver is such a offensive machine, you can stop Murray all you want because Jokic can drop 40. You have to just keep up with their scoring. And so, as you're saying, at the end of the day, if we go to the team stats, Miami made 17
threes. I think Denver had maybe 11.
Miami made 17 of 35 from 3. That is literally 48%. They keep putting up these 50% from 3 games,
it's
Miami
crazy.
in the playoffs. And they were so shit all year.
Well, Denver shoot 38.
And Denver shot 11 of 28, 39%, which is not bad, but it's not enough. It's definitely, number one, not enough.
Yep.
This is the thing. They focused on, like, you know, again, bringing it back to the Sixers. And Ben Simmons used to be the number one three-point assister in the NBA.
Yep.
Because of what he does inside the arc, it just sort of takes your eye off, you know, your man, blah, blah, blah. He kicks it out, 3.
Yep.
Dropping off Jokic and saying, shoot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Even though Jokic will shoot it, it's different. But, like, it's saying no threes. No threes.
Take it away.
Only
Bet us in the paint.
Yeah. Jokic, you shoot mid-range. That's right. So, but one thing I just want to point out just quickly here. In Game 1, Nuggets win. Obviously, Miami didn't keep up offensively as we talked about. But what we're talking about, they're guarding so well on the perimeter around Jokic, Miami. Michael Porter Jr., 14 points, 5 of 16. Not that efficient, but 5 of 16. 16 field goal attempts.
Yep.
He did play 43 minutes, admittedly, but 16 field goal attempts. KCP, 7 points, 3 of 8. 8 field goals attempts. Right? So Porter Jr., 16. KCP, 8.
8 attempts.
In Game 2, Michael Porter Jr., 2 of 8. Half the field goal attempts. 26 minutes only. Got to pull him because he was shit. Caldwell Pope, 1 of 4. Half
Really?
the field goal attempts. So, here's the tactic from Miami. I think it worked. Again, they hit their threes. They won because they hit their threes.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. End of the show. But I'd like to hope that there's a bit more to it. There is. Defensively, they just said, everyone stay with your man on the perimeter and just do not fall asleep. Do not have any breakdowns. All this crap with all the... And Jimmy... lock down Jamal.
Yep.
You're going to shadow him the whole game.
And do what you can on Jokic.
And in terms of Jokic...
If he scores twos, he scores twos.
If he scores his twos, he scores his... But especially, they don't like him having the post because he's too good in the post.
Yeah.
It's about let him have like the very
middle.
high post, the middle, the mid-range, the long-range twos. And I like that tactic. So if I'm the Nuggets, I'm trying to find a way to get Jokic down low more.
Yep.
And I'm also trying to find a way, you might not be able to get both. I'm trying to find a way to get Jimmy off of Jamal. You know, really hit some hard screens, all that bullshit.
You could see...
But as of right now, I'd say that out of the two coaches, I'm probably feeling... Me assessing the two coaches, as we thought... As of right now, I'd say that Spoelstra's made the better move so far.
I'd agree.
Moved the better chess piece.
You could see, even towards the end of the first half, Denver had a mad run in the second quarter. They obviously came back, they got the lead. But then there's a point right before the halftime, you could just see, if it wasn't for Jokic kind of just taking over, because no one else could buy a bucket. No one else could, even Jamal Murray then. And he couldn't really get a bucket. Like the Miami Heat were just defending. It just goes back to Jokic just playing whoever's got Bam or Cody Zeller 1-on-1. No one's gonna double. They're just in the paint. They try and make the shot hard for him. He still gets a lot of points, and Miami just kept hitting shots.
Yeah,
they kept hitting shots.
That's it. And in terms of Miami popped off in the fourth.
It came from different people though. In the first half, that's the thing.
That's what I was going to say.
And you know what? We haven't even spoke about it. Just quickly, shout out to Bam.
Yeah, he's been
he had
great.
A great game.
These first two games, but especially the second game, it's funny that Jokic is so good at passing. That's what we know him for. The Heat are living and breathing through Bam's passing at the top of the key now.
It's crazy.
He is standing there, and the plays, he's patiently, the delayed actions, he is patiently just like scouting out what's happening and
looking for the cutters, the Robinson going.
And we knew this coming in. Out of the two sides of the ball, what are Denver lackluster in? It's defense.
Yep.
And the breakdowns that we've seen already, all the clips go of Duncan Robinson, all the curl actions, all that sort of stuff. Bam just stands there and he waits, and he makes the right read.
I love his little midi in the key, like it's so loopy.
And the thing is, he needs to try that as well.
Yeah, Miami need at least 10, 15 points from him, like that.
I think that if you're the opposition coach in every series, you're letting him have that because he's not great at it.
Yep.
Or he's not like extremely reliable yet with it.
Yeah.
But when he this is again bring up guys like Ben Simmons, James Harden, guys who just don't try to just I'm going to try this.
Get a good shot, get a good release.
Like over the last couple of years, trying to develop that shot, and you get to the point where you do make some of them, and it hurts when those go.
Oh yeah, I was watching it and I was just like, this shot, like you just don't believe in it.
Yeah.
To an extent. And then you're just like, but when you say drop in, you're like, oh, how are they going to guard this?
But as you said, so many contributors. Jimmy Butler in the first game had 7 minutes in like the first 6 minutes of the first quarter. 7 minutes.
7 points.
7 points in the first 6 minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then he had 6 for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And whatever, they still they didn't get blown out, but as I said, Jimmy, I don't know how much his ankle is bothering him, but he hasn't had an actual explosion since like game 2 in Boston. Even all the rest of them, even game 7 when he had 28 points, he had 28 shots.
Yeah, it's all a team effort.
Yeah.
It's all a team effort.
So if he somehow does explode, if I was to whisper you the actual information, he's actually fine, he's just out of form.
Yeah.
You'd be terrified as a Denver fan. Because that means an explosion is coming. He's capable of an explosion.
Out of 7 games,
if he's severely injured, then it's like, okay,
yep,
this is the best we're getting from him. He's still playing great, but it's not explosion, Jimmy.
Yeah. I'm scared.
But if he's got one in him, that's a win.
Yeah.
When he goes off, they win.
Yeah.
So if he's got one in him, that's 2 wins for Miami.
But going back to everyone else, and it wasn't everyone had their own time in game 2.
Yep.
Gabe Vincent probably, he was off for a bit for stages, but as soon as he comes on, immediate effect.
8 of 12.
Duncan Robinson in the second half, just immediate effect. Max Strus
hit the 4 threes in the first quarter.
Max Strus was first half. It's once it gets to fourth quarter, you have to respect all of them because it's not just like Jokic and Jamal Murray are going to be your shot creators. This is Gabe Vincent, Jimmy Butler. We already know whether he shoots threes or not. Gabe Vincent, Jimmy Butler, Duncan Robinson played a lot of the fourth, and you genuinely have to guard him.
He scored 10 points.
Exactly.
To start the fourth. All his 10 points.
Yeah, and then you got Cody Martin, who you don't know he's going to pop off. He's just a solid player. So they actually all had to respect all of them.
Lowry as well. He was 2 of 4, 9 points.
I think they kept him on towards the end of the fourth instead of Gabe. And then they supposed to have done
this. This is
the
what
switch,
they do.
But they trust.
This is what they trust.
They trust, and they don't care who gets the ball and shoots it because they all trust.
And how many
they're going to make it?
How many teams? How many coaches in the playoffs we just don't see them trust?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just never know what a player's going to bring out. How many players do you think, why isn't this guy getting to go? But on your own team And it says something about the job security of Spoelstra. He knows he's not going to be fired. He's never going to be fired by Pat Riley.
No.
You see the thing in the last week about how in 2012 or whatever, the rumours going around now that Pat Riley had a meeting with a player. A player went up to Pat Riley and said, I want Spoelstra out. Basically, I want to do things this way.
Yeah.
And Spoelstra said, no, that's my guy. So if anything, you'll be gone. And everyone's basically like, that was LeBron. And LeBron left. And now look, bro, like good on them. Good on Pat Riley, man. Look at fucking
Miami Heat. If you
they don't take shit. They don't I don't care.
They're in their own lane. They in their own lane, and all of us were guilty of the doubt we've had on Miami. And since 2012, I think they've had a better run than our teams. Like, you know, like if we want to put facts together, you know, they've had 6 final appearances in the last 10 years. I swear
they are insane. So that's the Heat. That's Spoelstra.
Resilient.
That's Pat Riley. That's Caleb Martin. All these stories. Even though Martin's hit 6 points in 2 games now, he's
Doesn't
back.
matter.
He's back to being what he was.
Max Strus misses 10.
So you think we're like me 2-2 going back to Denver?
I think 2-2 going back to Denver. I want to say 3-1, but let's keep realistic.
Denver nearly won today. For all our praise, Denver nearly actually won today.
They nearly won. Exactly right.
So,
like the Bucks nearly won, Celtics nearly won.
No,
Celtics didn't nearly win. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to give them that.
The Celtics, they did win games, but the Bucks didn't nearly win.
When this is done, I think I'm going to rewatch that series again.
You know what I chucked on the other... Why did I put it on? I chucked on the other night. I didn't get to watch it all. And I have so much NBA history that I still need to go through because I only started following it in 2014. Anyway, I chucked on Western Conference Finals 2006. Or was it 2001?
Oh, okay. Oh, we're going back.
Yeah, Game 7.
Is this like Shaq Kobe era?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the alley-oop where Kobe alley-oops it to Shaq. And then Shaq does the...
Oh, yeah.
It's that game. Yeah, it's that game.
Wait, who'd they...
Blazers.
The Blazers, yep.
Game 7 against the Blazers, and then you played us the next game.
Yep.
2001, maybe it was.
That's not what you wrote. It was Philly's last.
Well, I have watched the game 1 of Philly. We won that game.
Yep.
But yeah, I chucked that on, and it's interesting to see.
The way they don't play around the threat.
Yeah.
And the guarding is very, it's obviously so much more easy because you only guard when someone hits the paint.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
And seeing Scottie Pippen and just...
You got to watch Kobe. I've been thinking this off-season I might rewatch some Kobe games, some full games, or I might pick a season.
Yeah, that's because I was literally like...
I'm getting lost right now.
I'm starved.
Yeah.
for I hate watching these teams go and succeed right now, so I need to go backwards.
Yeah.
I want to go watch some old... you know what I chucked on? I chucked on like a random Sixers Cavs.
What year?
In November 2000. It was the year after Jimmy when we got Al Horford and Josh Richardson. I just chucked on this random Sixers Cavs.
Did you win that game at least? Did you watch a winning game?
Yeah, we did win. The
Cavs
were
good. Was
were...
Ben Simmons still good?
Yeah. Ben Simmons, Joel, Tobias. So the starting lineup was Ben, Joel, Tobias Harris, Richardson, and Al Horford. And we were so excited.
Richardson?
Yeah, Jay Rich. Who we signed and traded Jimmy for. Fucking, yeah. Because Jimmy was always going to Miami, and then, I don't know.
You know what makes me sad?
What the hell happened?
When seeing the videos of Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid, they were like best friends. They were such the banter, friends. The off the, I can't believe.
Okay.
Kills me.
But let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's not get too sad. All right. Now, so that's the NBA Finals, we'll be talking hopefully with Chi, Miami fan, next week about... Well, let's see where we'll be at. Did I just get out of it? No, I didn't. All right, so
when's the
next game, our time
Friday?
is Thursday.
Thursday
our time.
Friday.
Next
and
game.
Sunday.
And then the next game after that is...
Sunday.
No, it's actually Saturday. There's a short break.
Only 2 days. Is it
Yeah,
really?
short break after that one, according to this. And then, so that's game 4 on Saturday.
Yeah, and maybe Tuesday.
And then Tuesday, before we talk next, so that'll be good and fresh, is game 5. So we're actually guaranteed a game 5 now.
Yeah, we're guaranteed.
So we definitely will be talking, at least maybe after. If someone wins 3 in a row from here, maybe we'll be talking about the
if
championship.
it goes 2-2 and Miami win in Denver, game 5.
They're winning in 6, you're saying? I don't. I've been wrong 3 times. I've been wrong so many times this playoffs. I just want to say that you'd be surprised how good Denver will be in Miami. Is my call. I'm making the call.
I know.
As I said,
I know.
For all the praise we've given Miami today, they actually were nearly 2-0 down.
Yeah.
They were a Jamal tying shot. So Denver already got one.
Mm.
So there's no disrespect to Miami. I'm just saying. I truly think Denver will get at least one in Miami.
Flip the script and say
Miami.
the 8th seed Miami, who battle their way through the play-ins, have just beat the best team with the probably best roster of 5 people. The number 1 seed in the Western Conference beat them at home game 2 at that high altitude.
Yeah.
Going back to their home.
Yeah.
Miami Heat culture.
So,
It'll be
and
tough.
just to finish off, just a bit of a punchy question here. I talked about the whole can you win with your best scorer being a big man, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
With these dominant scoring big men. Anyway, if Miami does win this series, and they win with their center, really, it's Bam. It's not Kevin Love. They win with their center being a hybrid small ball center.
Yep.
Jimmy and all these small players. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about can your best player be a center? Is my question on a championship team moving forward. When was the last time that was the case?
I'm trying to think.
Let's actually
now,
think
like,
about that.
I'm
now.
like, you got
So
Dirk.
Yeah. Hopefully we can.
But he just got there.
It might actually. Hold on. It might actually be
think-
that. So
yeah, I know.
20. Let's go all the way back. So 22 was Golden State. No.
No. They had no centers.
21 was was the Bucks. So Giannis is not a center. No.
No.
He's
No.
not a center because he can move. It's about the
Yeah, no. It is,
when the double comes,
He's not a
like,
center.
you know what I mean?
He's not a center.
Defenses are just with centers because they're just not mobile.
Like it's
2020 LeBron was the best player.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. Can't argue that.
19, no, Kawhi. 18 and 17 were Warriors, and they never had a center.
No, not a.
16 was LeBron again. 15 was Warriors. 14 was Spurs. Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Do you count that?
Yeah. Spurs.
I think I would count that.
Yeah. Spurs had like 4 Hall of Famers plus Kawhi Leonard on that. Think about that team: Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard.
Well, Kawhi won the Finals MVP, so was Tim Duncan even the best player?
That was his way out. On his way out, wasn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched that in depth, that series. I think Tim Duncan might have still been classified as the best player, or thought of as still the man, even though the Kawhi was really getting there. I don't know. Maybe Tim Duncan. See, here's the thing, and in terms of Joel, just one little moment. I think this leaves the door ajar for Joel back in for the Jokic one day. I'm totally out on it.
Here we go.
But if you can be unstoppable with a jump shot from like the mid-range, like KD, but he's mobile. But anyway, if you can have
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, like an unstoppable
Just
like play that
catches in the post.
that's not
around.
that's not strength.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
If you can have like a jump shot, Giannis has got speed and height.
Yeah.
I know he's got strength, but it's
That's-
speed and height that
LaMarcus Aldridge.
yeah.
Your Dirks.
Yeah. Like, if Jokic is like, if game 3, if Jokic is like, you know what, fuck you, I'm dropping 70 via my mid-range jump shot. But he doesn't like, he can, but he doesn't like it.
Plenty of
He wants to
opportunities
pass.
on the free throw line or a bit behind to just have that shot, but he didn't.
He doesn't like it. He wants to play the right way. Good on him. He wants to play the right way. Whereas Joel would cry for them to back off him. He would cry for that.
He'd love that.
He'd be like, just let me have the mid-range, please, please, please. And so, anyway, I still think Joel, right now, I think even Joel can't be. But unless you have an unstoppable non-strength weapon, I think that's what I'm getting at. You need to have like a unstoppable weapon that's not to do with posting up. And it's not to do with strength, because posting up is too
predictable.
It's too predictable. It's too slow. It's too simple.
Yeah.
As much as like Jokic posting up Gabe Vincent is a great mismatch to take advantage of, you know, Jokic makes one wrong turn. If he feels like he can't pass it, everyone's marked.
Yep.
He makes one wrong turn, and then to multiverse this, Marcus Smart's there to fucking take the ball, Joel, right. Blah, blah. Anyway, so you get what I'm saying. I'm very curious. So, yeah, is the answer no if the Heat do win this? What does the NBA moving forward look like? You've got a big man who's supposed to be the best player on your team moving forward.
I think the NBA moving forward is going to try jump on Heat culture. I think it's all about mentality now, and everyone on the right page. The Miami Heat are just so, like, they're what's the word? Unselfish.
Yeah, unselfish.
Unselfish, yeah. All of them, though. Like, it's
selfless, sorry.
Selfless. It's ridiculous. As in, like, they're all on the same page. Even their post-game interviews, no one is ahead of each other.
Yeah.
You know,
and guys like Wemby, man, like, these guys come in. We'll see how good he actually is.
But
guys
might
like
be
Wemby
the turning point of,
and Shet
yeah,
and like KD, they're big, and Giannis, they're big, but they don't post up.
So they lose there. They don't have the big man game.
Well, they don't have the big man game, but that's what I'm getting at. Maybe the big man game is we've found out as basketball keeps evolving, maybe it's too simple and it's too easy to plan against.
Yeah.
So Wemby having a jump shot and KD having the jump shot, it's like you sort of can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know KD.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
Yeah. And everyone says that. Like,
you know what I mean?
This guy's 7 foot.
Yeah.
By the time you're there.
But with all these different things these days, I'm curious to see. I'm sure Shaq would kill everyone and dominate everyone.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how Shaq would go with all and that's the charges. The amount of like dives, the flops, like guys like Marcus Smart,
everything gets
Kevin
done.
Love, Kyle Lowry. You're Shaq. You're like, oh, fuck, give me the ball. No.
Yeah.
Charge. Can't go
Let's
in.
set it up.
You can't go there, Shaq, because of charge.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you know me, I think that's such bullshit.
Yeah.
The whole, I know that defenses don't have enough their own weapons.
Yep.
And so they have to that's why we leave it in, because otherwise you could do anything as an offensive player. I get that.
Yeah.
I just think that just backing down against Kyle Lowry or Kevin Love, you're like, fuck, I can't put my ass into him because he's going to fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to just back down because you're bigger. Anyway, so that's a big question moving forward if the Heat get this done. Because if the Nuggets get it done, then Jokic is the guy, the first best player as a center.
Yeah.
Since maybe Tim Duncan or Dirk.
But like Game 2 showed, he needs his Robin, like Jamal Murray, to be popping.
That's right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, if they're not popping and he's dishing out to shots going up so Miami get another possession, then they're not going to win.
That's right.
So,
all right, now quickly, Ja Morant. Adam Silver. So they're coming up with, or they already have the suspension that they're going to what they're going to give out. And Adam Silver says they're not going to announce it during the NBA Finals because it'll take away from the series. I like that.
Fair. Yep.
What did he say, Adam Silver, that you said?
What did he say? He said there has been a further investigation. They've found more details about the situation, the scenario, which it's scary because is that meaning you found more information that
Bad
it's
or good?
bad information, or is it, hey, you discovered more things and this might not be too bad, but I don't think it's going that way. I can't say it, just like we discussed, it's not right for any athlete to be doing that.
Nah.
So I think it's
Getting a gun
it's going to
out.
be harsh, and the fact that they have done it, not wanting to announce it during the NBA finals, I think this is something that's going to teach people, teach him a lesson, teach the league a lesson, and just, it's going to be big, I think.
So he was gone for 8 games last time he flashed a gun.
Yeah.
So, and Brian Windhorst, ESPN's Brian Windhorst, Windy, loves to stir the pot and theorize, and he's like, this isn't going to be like last time.
No.
Especially because the MBPA is involved, the Players Association. This is going to be bigger.
Because the 8-game suspension, was that just by the team? Because I know
I feel like,
Adam Silver
maybe there's a bit of both involved.
announced that Memphis Grizzlies have currently suspended Ja Morant indefinitely, so there's no return on the suspension.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then on top of that, we need to perform what?
Yeah.
So
I think there was a bit of both, the Grizzlies and the NBA.
Yeah.
Adam Silver basically in his comments said that because this is not about like law, because I think basically he hasn't broken the law, it's going to be whatever he gets, it's going to be as per the NBA standards.
NBA, yeah, that's right.
So, what's your guess? Just throwing a number out there.
The season.
Like, what is he? Whoa!
The season. Teach him young.
Like, what is he? Yeah, what is he? I haven't thought about it. What does he deserve? Or what does that, not him, what does that action for the second time when you told everyone you're not going to do it and you're going to be better, what does that action deserve? He's a role model to kids. They're all out here buying his jerseys. Shout out Matt B.
It's part of the stat. This guy just got a $200 million contract, a contract with Nike. Nike had to Nike, after his first incident, gave him a second chance. They went out, and I don't know the exact words, don't quote me on it, but they went out and said, we understand what he done, and pretty much backing him. It's funny, after the Kyrie incident, they obsolete him. And now I haven't heard anything from Nike about Ja. All I know is that his shoes are selling like hotcakes.
I think maybe they're waiting for this. If he's like, so the news around Ja Morant's going to be massive sooner rather than later.
Yep.
In the next 3 weeks when the finals ends and then they do this, maybe it'll be after
because
the draft.
Nike's going to look really, really silly.
Maybe when it's like, okay, Ja Morant's been suspended for the whole season.
Yep.
Maybe it's like, well, how come you're not doing anything, Nike? Maybe that's when they come out and be like, we've put everything on hold. Who knows?
It's interesting. Like, in terms of, like, what Nike's, I guess, morals or, things that they abide by, whatever it is, it's going to be interesting to see their statement on this second Ja Morant instance.
So, you reckon the season? What would you give him?
What would I give him? I would give Ja Morant minimum half the season. I would redo his contract. And I'd give him...
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Like, the season's so long, you almost feel guilty. But, like, I think he needs to learn a lesson. Obviously, he didn't learn the lesson after the first incident.
If the All-Star break was, like, truly at the midway point rather than, like, 2/3 or whatever it is.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually can't participate in the new cup as well. In those games as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's really early on. I reckon he's going to be gone for that.
Yeah.
No
rewards, can't get any MVP awards, and if he's gone for half the season, it's not going to be eligible anyways. But
I'd almost say like after All-Star. Don't you reckon?
Don't you need a certain amount of games to make playoffs? Like just like local league, you need to play a certain amount of games to. I wonder if that's
probably not, to be honest, because like injuries,
actually,
you've seen players
free
come
agent
back.
signings and stuff.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards like I feel good about like after All-Star he can come back, which is like 50 to 60 games in.
NBA would love to get him
50
in for
games.
All-Star. Then he'll
No,
make money.
but like if you bring, he's not going to get voted to All-Star. If he gets like even 30 games, he's not going to get voted to All-Star. So I'm thinking you bring him back after All-Star, or maybe just before even. Maybe it's even better before because it's like, come back. You can't even get voted in because you're that don't have no one's going to vote you in now.
Yep.
Whereas after it's like, oh, the big return. So maybe like just before All-Star, like 2 weeks before.
You think he definitely should come back?
I don't think as bad as what he's done is, and I'm big on that as well.
Yep.
As bad as what it is, I don't think it hasn't been disgusting.
Yep. Okay. People
with different experiences in walks of life might disagree, and I'm fine with that because I hate guns and all that. Obviously, we're from Australia, of course but he hasn't it hasn't been to the point where I'm like, get that fucking guy out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I can get like that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm. It's been ugly.
Yep.
It's been hard to look at because it's like, oh man, what are you doing? But you say it like that. You're like, just don't let your boy live stream. That's what we all say. Don't let your boy live stream. And so that points to, you know what I mean? Like
stupidity.
You know what I mean?
You know.
I don't think it's been disgusting. I don't think it's been disgusting enough to be like, get him the worst punishment. I think.
Yeah. I just think it's a bit. It's hard to think about as an outsider here because you almost just feel like you're gifted with so much. You know, there's such a bright light on you. How do you not see this? I think it's more, how do you not see this coming?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and then that's when the stupidity and that kind of thing comes to mind. But it's I just want to say the result. Me and Matty B shout out. We keep saying hurry up NBA Finals because we want to know the outcome of Ja. But time will tell.
So, Shams Charania.
Oh no.
Was it today? Yes, or yesterday?
Not Shams.
Shams Charania.
I don't believe in him.
Put out a tweet 17 hours ago. Sources: Kyrie Irving has reached out to Lakers.
How do they know that?
Lakers star LeBron James in attempts to see if James would come to Dallas. Irving is a free agent this offseason. Now, if you haven't tuned into the YouTube yet, you're just listening, I would recommend tuning in because you can see the tears growing in Laker Brain.
How does
the king of the Laker Brain's eyes right
here? Who does he think he is? Come to like... And I don't know if... I know most Laker fans saw this, but just the other day, Phil Handy picks up Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Well...
To talk to LeBron.
They've been training together for a very long time, Phil Handy and Kyrie Irving.
Make it public.
Do you remember I went to see Kyrie train?
Oh, yeah.
That was Phil Handy and
Was that
Kyrie.
Phil Handy?
Yeah. I've literally seen firsthand
Handy.
them training together. So I don't know if that's got much substance.
I shook Kyrie Irving's hand as well.
Yeah, you did. You got a photo. I watched him train
Part of it.
here in Melbourne. But let's get to the point.
So,
let's work this out. Kyrie Irving is obviously a free agent with the Dallas Mavericks. He wants to sign with the Dallas Mavericks because he'll get the most money. If he wants the most money he can get. A little old LeBron James has 2 years left on his contract. Next season and the season after. Getting paid nice dollars. Bill Simmons also talked about how Draymond Green, with all this whole Golden State decisions that they have to make and the second apron with the new CBA, even Draymond Green might be interested in joining his favourite man, LeBron James.
He loves him.
The king. He's King James in Dallas with Kyrie Irving.
With Kyrie and Luka Doncic.
Now, I have no idea how they could possibly make this work, but... If it does work, whatever. But so Draymond has 1 season left next season on his contract. So they'd obviously they'd have to trade for LeBron and they'd have to trade for Draymond.
I don't think they got anything to trade.
I don't know how this would all work. It probably literally just can't. They'd
Yeah.
probably have to get them, and then everyone else would have to be on a
They'd
minimum.
already have no bench.
And
They'd
then-
really
yeah.
have.
I really don't think under the current rules. I don't know. Maybe they can. The Warriors used to have 4 guys on a max. But Ryan, just let out your feelings about that tweet.
I'm
from
annoyed.
Shams.
I'm annoyed because people need someone to talk about. I think
I'm going to
that's
make
what
you
it
feel
is.
better. Sorry for jumping in.
Quickly, go.
Sorry for
I need
jumping in. You're annoyed.
Yeah, I'm annoyed.
I'm going to make you feel better. 17 hours ago, in the middle of the finals,
They need someone to talk about. I'm telling
on.
you.
NBA
Shams needs to
free
stay relevant.
agency. Let's look that up. 2023 date. When does free agency open? I think it's June 30, right?
June
so
30.
this month. So let me float a situation by you. We enter the month of June, the beautiful month of June. They're about to be in summer, if not already in summer, over in the United States of America.
Yep.
Kyrie Irving has a looming free agency decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie Irving wants a lot of money. Kyrie Irving maybe wants to team up with LeBron. Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, his mate, also wants to make sure that the Lakers are doing everything they can to win.
Who's his mate? AD.
No. LeBron.
Oh,
Kyrie's mate
sorry.
is LeBron.
Yes.
And LeBron James also wants to do everything he can to win.
He's running out of time.
And maybe you saw them at the Lakers games against Denver, Kyrie and LeBron.
That chemistry hasn't.
They're shaking
They're
hands.
shaking hands like they're like they know they're teaming up. That's how they shook hands. Like they know
And
they're teaming
maybe they're working together, being like, you know what? Let's start doing this. Let's start doing this stuff, right?
Let's do it.
Sources. I don't know if I've ever seen it like that before. Just the word sources, : Kyrie Irving has reached out to Lakers star LeBron James in attempts to see if he would come to Dallas. That says to me, LeBron's not going to Dallas.
He's not
Unless-
going to Kyrie.
And let me
Irving.
just say right in this
No-
moment right now.
No chance.
Let me just say right now. If LeBron James goes to Dallas somehow, which I don't think would be possible, they'd have to trade for him. What do you got? What do they got to trade? How is that even possible?
What are the Lakers going to say? Yeah, I want Christian Wood and Tim Hardaway
They
and Josh Green.
maybe
Not a
they
chance.
do. I don't know.
No.
I don't think they got much to trade. I do think they do have a little bit of draft stuff, but not much.
Besides Kyrie and Luka,
Not like a
who's on
plethora.
that team?
Okay. So, LeBron James, to see if he would come to Dallas. This is LeBron saying,
You come here.
that's right. This
Yeah.
is LeBron and Kyrie, in whatever motives they have, they are putting this out there. They've gotten their boys to leak it to Shams. And the Lakers look at this and they're like, fuck, if we don't sign Kyrie, maybe LeBron will go there.
Yeah.
And fuck, we better get Kyrie.
We better start working.
And the Mavs will look at this and they're being like, fuck, we're going to have to sign Kyrie to the max. And maybe we will sign Kyrie to the max because maybe we'll get LeBron. It's a win-win for Kyrie and LeBron, this rumor.
Luka to Lakers? Is AD?
Lol.
No.
Oh, imagine that.
I don't know.
Imagine that.
Oh.
What would you do? You'd be happy, surely.
Yeah, I'd take it.
You'd
I'd
be
take that.
You'd be
What do you
sad
mean?
in a way.
Luka's still got 8 years, but
but, bro, Luka. I
Luka.
would take that in a heartbeat.
with the proper center.
If I was trading
God.
Luka for LeBron, you'd have to, like, if you giving me LeBron for Luka, you'd have to give me a bit more, a lot more,
Well, yeah.
to take Luka off my hands for LeBron right now. Okay, point is, it's a win-win for Kyrie and LeBron, this tweet.
Yeah.
They've put it out. They've said,
They've maxed out their
this makes the
contracts
Mavs
because of
like
that.
I don't know if they've already come to a decision, Kyrie and LeBron, but this makes the Mavs be like, fuck, we better offer
Yeah,
Kyrie the max.
And
And then
what else are we going to get?
yeah, and we might get LeBron. And this also says to the Lakers, LeBron might go to the Mavs if we don't get to join Kyrie.
Yeah.
What about if we can just get Kyrie? You know what I mean? So it's a bunch of bullshit.
It's
It's a bunch of bullshit.
That is something. LeBron's not leaving.
I don't know what the Mavs draft.
Like we said, he's got movies to make. He just made a movie.
And his son,
Bronny in
Ronnie's
USC.
USC.
He's not.
He's not.
LeBron didn't get to go to college, have that experience.
Yeah.
He wants to go watch the college games, the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you'll see LeBron in these college games going off.
But I don't know if I already said it before, but if that did happen, if LeBron somehow went to Dallas, can I just say, my favorite line, the NBA is undefeated. If LeBron James ends up in Dallas with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic and, like say, Draymond Green, the NBA would be undefeated. It's the most dramatic sports league in the whole world.
They couldn't do that.
I love that rumor.
Yeah.
That's such a great rumor to just pop up in the middle of the finals. We're trying to watch two teams who aren't like always the center of attention. The Heat against the Nuggets, and then we just hear this bombshell. Like, if that had any truth to it, that's one of the biggest bombshells I've ever seen from a random tweet. That's a bunch of bullshit, bro.
It can't happen.
It
physically cannot happen.
Yeah, Kyrie. It's simple as this: LeBron's not going anywhere. Kyrie's gonna get the max at Dallas, or simple as this, he's going to Lakers. What I will say now is that I don't think he's going anywhere but the Lakers. So this is a good thing.
He's had to come, with LeBron.
We know now LeBron and Kyrie are definitely trying to team up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And Lakers cannot be that stupid to let LeBron go over a packet of chips. What do you get?
Nah,
you can't replace him.
Again, I don't actually know what the Mavs draft capital is. I think they have a bit to give, like their whole future, the whole Paul George trade, the whole Rudy Gobert trade. So if LeBron did say, if he actually did say, look, that's it, I'm done. Get me out.
Get me away from AD.
Full on trade request. Maybe the Lakers would have to accept 50 picks, Josh Green, and whoever
Timmy.
else.
Christian Wood.
Josh Green, the Aussie, by the way, who's awesome.
Shout out. Take Kleber.
But I don't think so, as you said.
It's LA.
Bronny's going to USC.
Mr. Palinka.
This is pressure on the Lakers to get Kyrie here.
Yeah.
Not there. Here. Bring him here.
We need to make some noise.
But we will see. But that was so much fun. That was so much fun, that tweet coming out.
That's the first thing I saw last night, and today I was just like, get off Facebook now.
Ryan, I've written here, Ryan reports that the Lakers are happy to match a Austin Reeves offer sheet up to $100 million.
Good news.
Probably about 4 or 5 years. So
I'd say 4 to 5, 20 to 25 mil.
Yeah, 20 to 25.
You got to be happy with that. If you're teaming up with LeBron and AD,
I wonder if he could get more Austin Reeves. We see that Jaylen Brown might get 60 a year.
Yeah, but what?
Is Austin Reeves worth half of what Jaylen Brown is worth? I think he might be.
Yeah.
30 million.
Yeah, but
will the Lakers offer it? Will they?
Kyrie he won't leave for an extra 5-10 mil. I wouldn't think so.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I've watched interviews with Austin Reeves. Like, I'm chasing the bag. He's like, I'm undrafted. We play.
And yes, he could be putting pressure on the Lakers, but he seemed just pretty.
He's being real.
Pretty simple about it.
He's being real with what he wants. He wants money.
He's like, I'm going to be real. I'm here to chase a bag.
Yeah. But and then he did say he'd love to stay with the Lakers, and I just feel like he needs to hear an offer from the Lakers that's not lowballing. I almost think the Lakers should offer him first before another team does, just to show that we do want you here. We're not just going to counter offer another teams.
But then
again, that
could backbite.
Yeah, if they lowball, then it's
talking about big offers. Monty Williams, who reportedly,
so sad.
I don't know. Everyone's saying that the look of this contract says that he didn't really want to go there, but Monty Williams, who was let go by the Suns, has signed a 6-year, $72 million contract for the Detroit Pistons, getting paid, Monty. They want him, obviously, to take them from the bottom to the top.
Signed it for maybe a bit of job security.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I think all coaches are trying to do
Guaranteed $72 million. Because if you get fired as a coach,
What's
they
that?
have
10 and
to
a half mil?
12 mil. You get fired as a coach. Yes. 12 times 6. Yeah. If you get fired as a coach, you get paid out for the rest of the years. Yeah.
You.
Yeah. So if they fire him after 1 year, they still got to pay him 12 mil.
Monty Williams is the winner.
Yeah. He's got $72 million guaranteed.
Getting paid more than some of these old players.
And then finally, talking about the Suns, it was heavily thought that they were going to be hiring Kevin Young.
Yep.
And instead, last minute, they hired Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel, defensive coach.
Yeah.
Bit quiet, but
Not a lot of people are sort of going crazy about this hire, and I understand why, but I was impressed with what he did with the Lakers. In terms of, as he said, he's going to go in there. Whatever's going to happen with the personnel, we just know that KD and Devin Booker are going to be there. Yep. I don't know what's going to happen with Chris Paul. I don't know what's going to happen with DeAndre Ayton and everyone else. KD, Booker are going to be there. Whatever happens, he's going to be like, okay, we get buckets in our sleep. Just as per the Lakers, let's play let's have a defensive mind. Let's just make defense our biggest priority.
Yep.
And then you guys go get the buckets in your sleep.
Let's be better at defense. I
liked that recipe in the Lakers.
I don't.
Sometimes it's just as simple as that. When you've got a LeBron or a KD, it can just be as simple as that, making the squad play defense.
Yeah, it's that's how Denver Nuggets fail because they didn't.
You don't
play
need
defense
a
for
fucking
the full
elite coach when you've got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
That's also that's why I don't mind that coach pickup. He's obviously got that championship experience coaching your elites like LeBron, AD, Rondo. He had a lot of household names already solidified that he had to coach and manage. I think it might be an easy task. You got scorers like D-Book and Kevin Durant, like you just said. They get buckets in their sleep, so it's just teaching defense, and I think it's just the right mentality. Which the Suns were good in that with Monty Williams, Chris Paul. They built that, team almost like a Miami Heat. Like they built that. It feels like it deflated. I don't know if it's just the DeAndre Ayton stories this season. Things are going up and down, but I think it'll put him in the right place.
Yep. And just finally, Nick Nurse. I think we talked about it last week, but he got hired, did his interview.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Did you know he got hired? Yeah.
I watched it, and the
Sixers. And
then James Harden.
They're like,
he didn't know how to answer it.
Do you want James Harden back?
Yeah.
He's like, James Harden's a great player.
Yeah. And
he's like, but that doesn't answer the question. He's like, well, James Harden has a decision to make.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So,
and he's like, I'd love to have him back.
I'd love to have him back.
We've heard reports in the past that it's very likely that there's going to be reuniting in Houston. Blah, blah, blah. I saw a rumor today in the Philly circles that Harden's return is likely and Tobias Harris trade is going to be imminent, which ASAP.
Yep. Really?
Well, according to that rumor.
I don't think
we'll see after
leaves.
The finals. We'll talk a bit more. It is hard to believe. I know that the Rockets are showing signs. Their owner wants them to win.
Yep.
No more tanking.
Yep.
Ime Udoka, all that. And they're willing to trade like things to get better. But it's just hard to believe. And I actually don't love the idea of him coming back to the Sixers. I'll start off there. But I just find it hard to believe that the Houston Rockets are like, see that aging guy who goes missing in the playoffs, who is such a heavy ISO ball.
Yeah.
We'll give him the max and we'll have him stunt the growth of our young players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like it.
So I do think that all of this has been smoke. I think most people have thought that all along.
I never really believed it. I just, first of all...
He's just trying to get the most money out of us.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to live in... I don't think anyone wants to live in
Houston.
And
Daryl Morey loves him, so that's a tough one for us. But It seems right now with the lack of things coming out, it seems that it might be swinging in like the favor of we're going to be able to offer him like a medium, not the max,
will hold that
and he's going to have to take it. And so that'll be nice.
Believe it or not, quickly on Harden, I was watching or reading something. He, when he was in Brooklyn, I can't remember which player that was talking about him, but he's like, James Harden was the reason why there was almost culture between the players at Brooklyn. He was the only person outside of basketball that would get everyone together, do things off the court. He was the only person that kept the communication between everyone within the team, like that camaraderie, because he would organize events and things like that for the team. And then apparently as soon as he left, all that just died away. You know, these bench players, role players didn't see Kyrie, KD, or didn't have that connection that James Harden brought them all together. So,
and that shit's important. You look at Miami, man. Like
it's really everything, because you got to trust these people in the court. You got to, you want to help out your mate by going on the floor.
How about that? Finishing off on a positive note on James Harden.
James Harden.
Because I've only got negative things to say about him outside of that.
We'll give him that.
We'll just leave it for today, though. We've got a long off-season coming. We've got the draft coming at the end of this month.
The Wemby.
So,
Team
Wemby,
Spurs.
all this sort of stuff. NBA off-season is always bouncy.
Yep, it is.
But anyway, Rice.
Anyway, it's been a good one.
Next week after Game 5, hopefully we will have our local Miami fan, Chi-Chi, back.
Yep. Actually, I'm taking Miami for 2 games at home.
Okay, so you've got him going 3-1 back to Denver.
Yeah.
And then from what we worked out, we're actually going to talk after Game 5.
Yep.
So what's the score going to be? Are they going to have 1? They're going to win 3 in a row from here? Surely not.
They win 2 at Miami.
And then Denver win Game 5.
Denver win Game 5, and then they close at Game 6.
In Denver.
I think Miami take these 2 games.
I reckon it's hard to pick that Game 5. I'm just going to say I'm too scared, so I'm going to say 2-2 Game 5. I have no idea. Yeah.
I'm going Miami. I'm right. I'm really right. Like,
it would be a great story.
I haven't really track record, but can Denver shoot away? Like, consistently get...
Well, they had a relatively not great road record during the regular season.
Yep.
But they finished off... They beat the Timberwolves in Minnesota once. They closed out the Suns in Phoenix once, 1 game, and they beat the Lakers twice in LA. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you this. If Michael Porter Jr. does not score 15 plus, they're losing.
Yeah. Because he's 0 on defense. We didn't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, at least right now, this version of him.
He goes to the corner guy.
Yeah, and he's just scores and nothing else.
Yeah. And if I see those jump shots not hitting and just hitting the back of the rim,
he's like James Harden.
They're not going to win.
He's like James Harden.
I think Jimmy Butler or the Miami Heat have worked out containing Jamal Murray by having Kevin Love on to start the game and just work on him.
That's massive.
It leaves Jokic having to do everything, which he can do. He scores 41, but it wasn't the recipe for Game 2.
It's going to be so interesting this next week of the NBA Finals. Enjoy it, and we'll be with you next week. If you are new to the show, though, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button that notifications bell here on YouTube. And if you're just listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit those 5 stars all in a row. Hit the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, whatever button. Hit them all.
Hit them all.
Hit all those buttons, just like Spolstra hits the buttons. I think I've said that already.
Hits the right button.
Before. And we'll talk to you after Game 5.